All right. All right, everybody. All right, trying something new here, y'all. If you can hear me, I see one person jumped on. I don't know if that's me or somebody else. If you can hear me, please let me know because I have no idea. So I think that everything is working. All right, what's going on, Greg? Thank you very much for joining. As you can see, I haven't played for a long time, so I decided to come and have some fun with my team and play some UAC. Great opportunity for me as well to talk to all of you, to check in. Hey, what's going on, Jacob? Thank you very much for joining the live stream here. So, as y'all can see, I haven't played in a while, and for me, what I really like more than anything else is when these events come and I can push my stats for cheap. And That's what I've been doing. So as you can take a look here, so we had a building. One thing we do very well is I take the building, my crew join me with Omega. So then we got people trying to get us, of course, and I've been doing some work on my stats. Now here, of course, for those people who really put the time in to their stats, yeah, I'm not going to be there. But to get myself to 16 in terms of troop attack, I got a couple 4,000s, three. I'm all right with that. I'm all right with that. So I'm just here to stay competitive, to still have fun. 5.5. I'm not even sure that's out. I know it's coming out soon. Hopefully, I can release a good video there. It looks like bit rate is kind of low. Hopefully, that picks up a little bit. But yeah, basically, what's going on, everybody? Ah, man, I appreciate that, Bill. I appreciate that. Now, how's everybody's UAC going? And I apologize. We may have a slow connection here. It looks like my screen is telling me it's lower than normal. So hopefully it's enough for us to communicate here. So what I'm going to do is try to find somebody to plunder so I can get some stuff. Anybody take advantage of that event, the Easter event? This is the time. So for people like, if you're like me, who don't play a ton, and or don't put a lot of money in the game anymore, if you're going to spend, and I did put some money into the game recently. If you're going to spend, now's the time to do it because you're going to get so much of a bigger bang for your buck. Instant gathering before switching. Yep, I got you. I got you. Um, but Usually when it comes to UAC, what I like to do is this. I want to see who has the most treasure. The reason why I aim for treasure is because I know if I go there, I'm going to get a stat boost. Now, unfortunately, everybody has good stats now since I haven't been playing for a long time. But it doesn't look like anyone's really kind of taking over the game. If you look at the total plunder, everybody's trying to just hold their own here. So it doesn't really give me an advantage to go either place. So let me just go and see what 168 is working with. Yeah, yeah. So no, UAC, I kind of like UAC. It gives everybody a chance, to participate. It really requires teamwork in order to, be successful here. All right, so it looks like we're sliding down a little bit. I need to grab something so I can get my guys into this thing. Um, all right, they're trying to make a rally. Oh shoot. Come on, come on, come on. All right, let me get out of this situation, y'all. Then I can pay attention to this chat, y'all. All right, so hold on one second, y'all. I got to get out of this since I'm being mega rallied all of a sudden. You know what I mean? Okay. Boom. I'm about to say they hit me already. Damn. All right, so I'm gonna go here. Go to 440, and let me tell my guys I'm gonna go here, teleport, into whatever. So yeah, so what's going on, y'all? So how's the game been? Like I said, I haven't played for a while. What are y'all thinking about what Guns of Glory has been doing? My boy Peep has been doing a good job keeping content on the screen. To be honest, with this whole quarantine they have here in the States, and working from home, I find myself busier and crazier than ever. So it's like I don't even have time to play the game, even if I wanted to right now. It's a little crazy. But today I was up. I figured let me go ahead and spend some time with my guys to go ahead and play this game here. And let me see what we got going on. So so what kingdoms are y'all from? Anybody from 440? Hopefully not. All right. Looks like my stream bit rate is looking good now. Perfect, perfect. So, all right. So I'm going to, as long as I'm playing, I'm gonna go ahead and do this live stream thing. I see my battery. I didn't. I tried to charge it beforehand, but I forgot. All right, Cave 455 in the house. Appreciate it, Greg. So I got everything plugged in. So hopefully things stay up here. So let me tell my guys where I'm at. Let's see here. Did I do it? Now, are you an active player, Greg, Bill, Jacob? Do y'all play actively? So what do y'all think about the game right now? Like I said, I'm kind of, to me, it's a little bit of the same old, which is good in a way, but I don't know. I'm just gonna do what I do here. Let me go ahead and take this building real quick. Uh, Sorry. Boom. It's nice when you find a formation that really works for you. 378 in the house. Appreciate that. Yes, yes. Yeah, waiting for a C45 release. I think so too. I think people just like sitting and wait for that C45. My kingdom, Kingdom 20, I talk about all the time, Older Kingdom. At one point, we were kind of dead. So here's this guy. Hold on a second. This C40 here. Let's see what he has. All right, so 320 power. It doesn't mean nothing. I'm sure his stats are better than mine. But my kingdom was kind of like, whoa, he coming straight for the gazelle. Let me call my people back. Ah, all right. A little emergency recall action here. Let's see what he got. Come on, man. How you gonna come attack? This dude, this dude come from the jump, and what attacked me? All right, he killed a lot of my people, but he did lose a lot on his own too. So let me go ahead and heal these people since we got a little Mr. Aggressive in the house. Nice, nice. Yeah, so I've been trying, like I said, I don't want to spend a lot on the game, but I want to be competitive. So I got some good stuff here. I want to heal my people up because this guy is just going. How you going? I just came into this kingdom. This guy going straight for my castle. That's crazy, man. All right, let's look at his stats here. And the crazy thing that I'm seeing is like everything's the same except for like everyone has these monster stats. Now this guy, I wouldn't call him a monster, but he's going all right. What's going on, Navigator? Appreciate it. Thank you for jumping on. You know what I mean? So if y'all got some action, I'm more than happy to go where you are. You know what I mean? So feel free to let me know when some action is happening and we'll jump into whatever you're doing. But in the meantime, I'm going to hang out as long as I can. Damn it, man. My iPad's dying. So what I'm going to do is my iPad's going to die, but I'm going to keep this thing going. I'm going to jump on with my phone, charge my iPad up, and just kind of do this thing probably for 2, 3 hours. We'll see how that goes. But what I've noticed here is even though the game is really like simple, everybody got these crazy stats now. Like before, like 2 months ago when I stopped playing, you didn't see a ton of people with stats like this. But now you got the big guys, they got like 5,000, 6,000 stats all of a sudden. And now for me, I thought, this is pretty good, almost 1,700 for the truth, and they got a couple 4,000s and stuff like that. Now, the way I approached everything, yeah, I mean it's hard, man. This UAC is a lot harder than it used to be. Especially if you don't if you're if you're in a situation like we are, when you have that one big castle. This guy really tried to take me out. That's funny. Uh, let's see what he is. When you have like this one, dude just sitting here and like covering the bases, it's really not a whole lot you can do to cover that. And as at a certain point, it gets a little boring. So I guess for me, I like it when someone's like stronger, but not like too much where it doesn't even make any sense to play. And that's probably why I guess I didn't play in the past. UAC is like, all right, I can take this building right here. I'm not gonna get a big boost yet, so I probably would wait. But how many individual hits I can take from this dude? I mean, I can't take a ton for this guy, even though he's not so far ahead of me. In all areas. Let's take a look at if y'all notice here. I don't know where you are in terms of your stat buildup, but what I try to do is I really focus on first, as you can see here, I'm kind of front heavy. I focus first on the troop and the infantry. The idea for me is one, troop very important, one of the more important stats to get. And the infantry is going to be that first wave of fighting. So if you don't have strong infantry, it doesn't matter if you got strong cavalry or distance. So I'm going to front load my infantry, make sure they strong enough, and then the rest of my troops can come in and kind of sweep things up. So if you're building up your stats, for me, I don't believe that you should go all your war talents. No, actually, my war strategies, I don't understand war strategy. To be honest, this is one thing that I don't understand. I kind of have it spread out. Taking a look at what I have here. Let's see here. I just don't understand. It doesn't, for me, I, the way I think is something has to make sense. And for me, the war strategy, I can't picture how it works. So what I do is I have cavalry, chose this one. And just because for me, my understanding you know, is I'm going to get my attack power is going to be increased by 16% of my total defense. Now, what the hell does that mean? I have no idea. I mean, but for me, this is like one of the simplest ways. It's like a simple equation. If this is correct, then you know my whatever my defense is, take 16% of that and push it up. What's going on, Cappy? Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining the live stream. So for me, this is why I chose this particular war strategy. Similar for the distance, simple math. If this is correct, this is saying that add 20% of my defense to my attack power. Now, I don't know if that's really happening, but logically it makes sense. If my defense is say 100, then I should get 20% of that. I should get 20 added to my attack stats. 20% added to my attack stats. I don't like I said, I there's no way to prove this stuff, which is that's one thing I don't like. All right, looks like this guy is coming for me again. Come on. Oh, he's got me this time. So that's the one thing I don't like about these war strategies. They're real vague. But just a long-winded answer is no. I don't have where am I? I don't have everything in infantry for war strategies. I don't know why. I guess for me, these two things made so much sense to add extra defense attack and cavalry attack. So I just did that. So then I came over and I just started, like I said, no rhyme or reason. Do not follow what I'm doing because I don't know what the end result is. And so then I had the this right here, increasing my total defense for 9% of all infantry. Now, that sounds good. I want more defense, but you know, I already by focusing the way I do it, taking a look at my stats here, by focusing all my infantry early on, my defense is so it's okay. I'm already in the 4,000s. Now, I don't know if this is correct, this number that you're seeing. So I don't need to really focus on it. So that's the long way of answering. The one thing I do not understand, and I cannot add any value, as you can see with me rambling right here, is those war strategies. So if somebody can shed some light, certainly let me know here. But yeah, so what I do, I don't know where you are in your gameplay. I don't, what I mean? So I'm just going to tell you the kind of the way I think about it. My situation now is I don't I don't play often. I do have I come on every day. I do some farming, but I'm not really constantly on like I used to be. And right now, I got my castle up to 37. Boom, that's fine. That's where I'm at. So what I do is when there's opportunities for me, and basically anytime these events come, this is when I'm spending money. I don't spend money pretty much no other time because everything else really does make a lot of sense to upgrade. But once these events come, like you can get so much for so little, when these events come around. As you can see, I did some upgrading with gemstones. Got a lot of that. Kind of feeds off each other. As you upgrade, you get more and so forth. T9 distance war talent. But did it? Let's just say, like, how do you prove that it increased your T9 damage? There's no way to know whether it's correct or not, and that's the one thing I don't like about that war strategy. They make it too complicated. Make it simple. They make it so at least, all right, well, maybe it don't have to be simple, but when I go and look at my attack here, this battle, when this guy freaking tried to attack my castle, I still don't understand that. How he just kind of went right for the gusto. He didn't even let me get to the building. He just like right to my castle. But looking at okay, they got the war strategies. All right, great. All right, he has more than me. All right, that don't mean anything. And all it does is tell you that they have it here. It doesn't say how it's adjusting things. It doesn't even down here. And because of that, I don't put a lot of credence into the war strategy. So just don't believe it. What's going on, Igor? Thank you very much. Um, yeah, so I guess attack stats for infantry. For infantry, all stats are important. So kind of let's take a look at this right here. And for me, I'm kind of I like I'd rather do this than play right now because right now you just got C40s guarding their buildings. There's nothing I can do. So thanks. Keep the questions coming. All right, so looking here, as I mentioned, I kind of focus first on getting like my goal was to get my troop around 16, whatever, get my infantry up to about 4,000, and then come back and focus on cavalry and distance. That's how I'm approaching it. I'll show you in a second the UAC match. Now, why the way? Let's see if we can look at this here. All right, so the way this battle takes place. um, in terms of why you need like troop attack as well is if you look at the order of death. First of all, you're going to notice that my spearmen, level 8 spearmen, die first. So that's just the way it works out. They die first. Then comes the level 10. They die second. Now, my riflemen, they're not riflemen, my gunners, they haven't been touched because he has to get through these two right here in order to get to the rest of my crew. All right, so right here, now when you look at the what you call 'em, if you look at the cavalry, you're going to see only my heavy cavalry was touched, with the exception, no, even that is good. So right now, this guy only won. He couldn't get past my first wave. So the way it works is you got waves. So in that first wave, and this is a good way to see it here, is you're going to have your pikemen, you're going to have your heavy cavalry, and then you're going to have your riflemen here. As you can see on my riflemen, starting from the bottom, they started to get killed. After that, if that person, like this guy that attacked my castle, he couldn't get past my first wave, so he couldn't attack anyone else. So if I don't have a strong, or if I don't have enough, so if somebody, say somebody's front load, they got, if I only had like a ton of T11, this is this guy. If I only had a ton of T11 infantry and had very little T10s, this guy would have sliced through my T10 and then started going to that back wave. So that's the kind of thing. That's why when you're creating an allocation of a troop allocation, the kind of thing you need to think about, it's there's a certain order of people dying, and if you don't have enough of those people to kind of sustain the blow of that battle, you're going to die, So even if you have better stats, let's take a look at this guy. Now, if you do this, this doesn't do anything for you. So having an allocation where you have 50, 100, this is like stupid. You might also not have any of this stuff here. So all of this stuff is a waste. So it does this guy's formation does like I said, you can put money in the game, but if you don't understand how the game is played, it's not going to make a difference for you. Let me look at my battery life here. All right, so my iPad's going to die, but I am going to jump on with my phone. Just kind of get that ready while we're talking here. But as you can see here, this guy didn't really have a chance because one, these from 9 down, they do nothing for his attack. And then looking at this, all right, so he has a lot of pikemen here, but he has no riflemen, so they have very little impact on this. Looking at his heavy cavalry, he has very little heavy cavalry, so the heavy cavalry is 8, and uh, this right here is 8 and what you call 'em, whatever, boom, 11. Now he does have a decent amount there, but he doesn't have a lot of light cavalry. So when you're no, no, that's wrong. Infantry are not there to die. Infantry is there to hold the line. And infantry, if you look at infantry, their attack is actually greater than anyone else's attack. So look at and I'll show you the thing in a second here. While I talk, I do that. If you look at this right here, all right, this guy's attack is 11. They may not be, their attack might not be great. Let me see. I might be wrong on that, but their attack is pretty damn good. All right, this guy's 11. Uh, let's go with this guy. Well, yeah, their attack is not there, but their defense, I'll take that back. But their attack is still pretty good. I think on the T10s, yeah, all right. Their health and defense is good, but like if you don't, if they don't have a good attack, how are you going to think about when you see like what is that? When you see the movies and you have like the like the Romans or like the old movies. You got those people in the front. You got those people with the swords banging. What they do first, they kind of like brody each other. Then they're in the mix, killing each other. Now, if you don't have a good attack, you can't do a whole lot of killing when you're all in the mix. So I disagree with the attack, but I understand where you're coming from. Now, do I focus on trying to push that infantry attack up? No, I don't. I kind of do it like the way the stats are. If you push anything with infantry, everything's going to go up. But yeah, you need everything. I don't think um, any one stat is less important for any particular troop. And while I'm talking here, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to log in to my live stream on my phone, so that way I can continue with this whole thing because my iPad's about to die, and I do apologize for that. So give me a second here. Now, in terms of the people that we're fighting, uh, 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 uh. All right, so this is who we got here. 126, 168, 281, 370, and 440, and 471. Um, So at this point, I think I just need some points. All right, so yeah, so you got these people. Like I said, it's hard to do anything because these people just sit by their buildings and yeah. All right, so let me try to multitask because my thing is seriously about to die here. Oh, whatever. All right, so if my thing died, just don't drop off. If my Actually, I got to do a new one. All right, so if I don't get everything done in time, I'll come back and make a new one, a new live stream. I just need to go in and what the hell is this? Come on, y'all, stop. I just have to go in and create a new one. So I apologize for the bad battery life of my iPad. But I did want to come back and thank everybody for sticking in there with me. When 5.5 come out, I'll do a review on that. For me, the reason why I haven't done a lot of reviews, because one, there's not a lot of new stuff. They haven't really put in a lot of things that make the gameplay any better, except for new equipment, new gems, and I don't think that people want to see that, to be honest. So that would be real boring for me. Oh yeah, we got this new equipment. Look at it. Oh, it looks great. I get bored saying that. So it doesn't. I don't. I can't find myself. uh, I can't do it. For the most part, it just doesn't make sense for me to make videos like that. Um, what I do want to do though, and I've been thinking about this for a while. The reason why I haven't done it yet is I have to. Um, I have to train more troops. What I'm thinking of doing is I'm going to create doing the kingdom threat. I'm going to do a revenge allocation, that standard allocation that I use, and then use a gun muse allocation and see which one is the best. I always wanted to do that. I think that would be pretty interesting. So that's kind of my next thing that I want to do. Wait. What am I doing here? Stop. Um, but that's probably unless they come out with something that's very interesting. I just got to figure out other ways to make some videos for everybody. Yeah, but yeah, I understand what you're saying, Igor. In terms of calf, just you can't. you can't just have distance and health, and I would like to see how that works. Somebody with like really good distance and health calf and very little attack. I think it all goes together because it's not just attack, distance, and health, because there's a combination of attack and distance, or attack and health, one of those things equal damage, right? So if you take away the attack, you're taking away the combination of the two things, and you're reducing your damage as well. Um, I, I guess one thing that you could do is keep supporting my channel, sticking there with me, Greg. Thank you for asking that. Certainly come up with some topics if you want to see something. Let me know. That's kind of the best way for me to create content, is to have somebody ask for it. Because then I know that, okay, either I need to redo a video that I did back in the day, or I need to create something new. That's the best way. For me, it's like just a lack of, my personality, is like I can't talk about nothing. You know, I if I'd rather have the kind of conversation we're having now, where me and Igor are kind of talking this thing out. Where, all right, well, let's talk about, how does it make sense not to have attack and infantry. But Igor, I think one thing you're missing is, at some point, like I said, I don't have the equation, but attack and I think health, or attack and defense, one of those things add together to give you damage. Now, the problem is with these stats, you can't see a lot of this stuff. And you don't know. It's like a computer algorithm. And, so I really can't prove my point. But I don't think it can be disproved either. So, I guess at the end of the day, you just got to take a little bit from what I say, and take it, and maybe try something out. See how it works if you don't do it with attack versus if you do it with attack. And the key is, even if you move stats aside, the key to what I was talking about here, and I do apologize, I'm kind of on the brink of dying here. I'll try to get back up as soon as I can. But the key here is allocation of your troops, the formation of your troops. Let me see if I can show y'all what I have. And this worked really well for me. All right, so how can I explain this? All right, so my top tier troops are going to be you know, the, the nice thing about having tier 11s is both 10 and 11 are opposites of each other, so you can do that. But if you look further down, I guess the top part doesn't matter as much. But when you're looking further down, I don't just commit like 50 or 100 people. I'm actually committing real troops to this, because these people, this 20,000, 15,000, whatever, that's going to help me actually do something, versus having everything pushed up to the top three troops and having this like 50, 50, 50. It's not having a little bit of each troop, it's having enough of each type of troop in order to sustain the two waves. So the main thing to understand, more than the stats, is how the battle takes place. And that battle is going to be in two waves. First wave, you're going to have your pikemen, you're going to have your heavy cavalry, and you're going to have your musketmen, your riflemen. And if you don't have enough of those, they go into the second wave. The second wave is going to be your musketmen, it's going to be your light cavalry, and then it's going to be your grenadiers. And there's a certain way they die there as well. That's the most important thing to know when you're creating your allocation or your troop formation. Because no matter what your stats are, if you don't build something around that premise, and around it, it doesn't matter. You can have all the stats in the world, but let me show you something here. Hopefully I get to show you before I die here. No, that's not it. Uh, no, this is not a fair comparison. Um, All right, so yeah, here this guy, I did a mega, but you look at his stats here, he's in a five. I guess that's not a good situation. I wish I can show y'all. Yeah, here's a better one. Yeah, it's not better either. I wish I could show y'all the difference in how the formation makes a difference. Unfortunately, I don't have a good example of that, so I can't really show y'all. But it does make a difference on how your formation is. And if you break those rules, even if you have great stats, it's not going to matter because, if your early troops die, then there's not much you can do with your latter troops because now you got more people coming through, and those light cavalry, they depend on that first wave in order to get back to the back. And if that first wave doesn't do any damage, guess what? The light cavalry can't do anything. And the light cavalry can't do anything. Those grenadiers are just still bombing your people. So uh, I think I maybe dug it in a little too deep there. But that's my understanding, kind of looking at things on how the actual the formation works. So hopefully that helps. Any other things I can kind of go over? But that said, Igor has a good point. Why do you need attack? I don't think there's a way to increase your infantry without attack. So I guess it's just part of what's required, you know. But for me, in terms of increasing my stats, I go with my infantry, my front line first. I need them strong. Okay. See you, Igor. Thank you very much for joining. And that, yeah, it's Esqua, K20. Hit me up. Actually, if you hit me up online, it's probably better because I'm not on the game as much. But thank you for adding every some input to this, and I think a lot of people may agree with you, and some people may agree with me. But I think the answer is somewhere in the middle, and I can't prove it because I don't know the algorithms being used. Hopefully, maybe we get a developer to watch this, and they can kind of tell us, the way things are calculated there. Um, all right, looks like I'm holding up. I'm holding up. All right, so I'm not, after this runs out, my battery runs out, I'm not going to do another live stream. I'll just kind of call it a night, but I do appreciate y'all jumping on. Yeah, you can message me online. Yeah, not yeah. Use the Line app. That's the best way to go about it. Let's see here. If you want to contact me, eh, I'm online. Let me see. Wait, don't want to show y'all that. But yeah, the best way to contact me is going to be on the Line app. So yeah, definitely hit me up there. Now, that said, I don't go on there as much either. But I'm more than happy to kind of take a look at what you got in terms of um, your setup for your airship. Just in general, providing some advice on maybe what type of thing you want to buy next. More than happy to do that. What I'm trying to do coming forward is, I guess, Greg, to kind of go back to, what people can do to help the channel. Once I know that I have enough time to commit to making consistent videos, I'm coming out with a membership. And I'm gonna be doing more live streams. I like this. This is the stuff that matters, I think, the most because it's more interactive, and it's just an opportunity for people to support the channel through being a member of the channel. With that, you get some cool emojis. You get one-on-one advice if you want it. I'm going to have like different events or different, sh- I guess, things that's only members only. That's where I want to go with this thing. But right now, until I have enough time, I'm not going to release that because I don't want to offer something that I'm not committed to. So that's down the road. Hopefully, with this 5.5 update, I know we have some new equipment. I don't know what else is coming on, but yeah, hit me up on the Line app. What you can do is go ahead if you like, hit me up on Guns of Glory. Do what's that? Private message, and I'll give you my line ID, and we could just chat it up during that way. And like I said, I'll try to get more into it. It's just, real life been a little busy, so I haven't had an opportunity. Yeah, no problem, no problem. And like for me, like I said, I like these events, these like the Easter event, great opportunity to build up stats. What I'll be doing next time, I'll be building up my cavalry and distance, getting those things up to 4,000, and then the next event, yep, K20, K20. Looking at my, what do y'all think of my logo? Y'all like that? I got the little watermark as well. So actually, I got this guy to do this. It's pretty cool. Yeah. So basically, it's just Esqua, K20. So I went to what was it Fiverr? It's five with two R's, and this logo only cost me like $60, which is crazy because the guy did a crazy good job on that. So basically, if you haven't seen, I guess you have to see it, I guess if you seen before, I took that baby picture. Let's see what this guy's doing. Yeah, being scouted. Where's Fred? I took the baby picture, and he was able to take that. If you remember before, I was sitting in a high chair. I can't show it. Wish I could show a better picture of it. But my baby picture, I was sitting in a high chair. But he was able to take my hands from holding on the high chair and put Esquire underneath of it. So that was like a pretty good. He did a great job on that. I kind of, yeah, think he did pretty decent. So I'm trying to, I don't know. I may do good. Havoc. Yeah, that's how you doing, Steve? Yeah, no, appreciate it going on. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. I just want to jump on. I haven't been on for a minute. I'm still in it. Like I said, I've been working on my stats a little bit, trying to get those up. Let me see my equipment. Can I get my equipment up? Boom. All right, got a little bit to go. It's going to, so just slowly but surely, because I figure if I'm going to play the game or make videos, I got to be halfway decent. But even that, I'm just still suck. I have to do that, man. I can't think it. I can't dig that, man. So, but whatever. So what's going on, Havoc? Thank you very much for jumping on. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Everyone knows, he's been a feature of some videos here. Um, so the next video that I'll probably do will be on the 5.5 update. I'm going to try to do more frequent live streams. HAVV professor. You got the HVAC, huh? That's funny. I didn't even think about that. I know it's funny how your mind just kind of creates your own way of seeing that. Um, but what I want to do, y'all, is I think this game is simple enough where I don't want to do a whole lot of videos, except for if there's something you want to see, let me know. I think the benefit that people may be able to get out of it uh, is all right. See you later, Greg. Is one, if you're new, there's a lot of stuff I did in the past that I could probably do over. So just let me know if there's some kind of topics you want me to go over in a video, kind of a tutorial like. But for me, I don't think people get a lot of value out of that, because once you watch it, you kind of like, you watch it for the first time, that's it. But um, I think having conversations like I had with Igor Igor, not sure how you pronounce your name earlier, talking about troop formation, talking about how things work along those lines. I think that's going to add more value to the total gameplay. So I'm going to try to do more frequent live streams. And I use my boy Pete. Big up to Pete, my partner here. He joined the channel. He does some great videos, some battle videos. So I really appreciate having him on board. And hopefully, he gives y'all enough of that content. And for me, I rather be the kind of person that's going to help you play better or kind of like, whatever. So that's where we're going to go. I'm going to try to do more frequent live streams. It's not going to be the typical, watch me kill people and all that stuff. I don't play that way. It's just not me. I never really been a player that's this one like run people over or stuff like that. As you can see, I'm just here kind of like talking to, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm a thinker, not like a battler. If that's a word, a freaking battler. What the hell is a battler? Uh, so yes, I'll try to do it more often. And we can take it from there. And hopefully, Guns of Glory comes out with something that actually makes sense to make a video on, and we can put that out there. So that said, man, definitely appreciate y'all. I don't know when my iPad's gonna die. It's hanging in there. I've been at like 1% for like 30 minutes now. So I may die at any point. But I do want to thank everybody for joining. If there's anything, what's going on, Fred? So if there's anything y'all want to go over, certainly let me know. Let's use this forum as a way to celebrate people. I haven't had an interview in a minute. Yo, Clutch AK. Is that AK for Alaska? Uh, but yeah, let's just do this, and whatever, man. I just think it makes more sense because I mean, this is like simple stuff. So y'all missed a great conversation, by the way. What we talk about? We talked about